Founder and CEO of Web3 Enabler. I am pleased to announce we just crossed the $59,000 threshold. We're 78% into our raise, and we are excited. We are speeding up and still on track to get to this by the middle of this month, with easily another 50 to 60 days to really keep raising. So we're excited for that. I'm being featured next week at the Naples Bitcoin and Blockchain meetup. If you are in the Naples, Fort Myers, Bonita Springs area, reach out. We'll get you information. Come join us. Come hear the speech. I'm right after the CPA, who was talking about updates in crypto taxes, which there's been several this year. Her events are always widely attended, and it is a tremendous opportunity to go and present right after there. The Naples Bitcoin investment community is a wealthy community, mostly with TradFi investments, but with some in the Bitcoin space. So, you've got the QR code here and Web3 Enabler. I'm going to delve into liquidation addresses and crypto destinations, but just really briefly for those that are new, Web3 Enabler is the Salesforce partner for crypto, blockchain, and Web3. Our first product, blockchain payments, allows you to send and receive crypto, monitor entirely within your Salesforce org. Our new Web3 wallet lets you go and manage the process entirely within the system. We're partners with Circle, Ripple, XRP Ledger Foundation, Pound Token, and others. Really the adults in the room as we're kind of bringing this out here. We think we present a fantastic investment opportunity. You can find out more at republic.com/web3-enabler. So let's talk liquidation addresses. Okay, the most obvious case for liquidation address is a fiat address. So what does this mean? Let's say you're a company in Miami and you are selling into Latin America. You don't want to deal with international wire fees. Maybe your customers want to get paid entirely in crypto, but your customers want to pay you in crypto because they can hold it for whatever reasons they want to in their country and keep it in dollars. But your company's not really on board. You're not crypto native. You just want it as your bank account. So you can create a fiat destination here, and that address is going to ACH or wire, whichever one you've set up, into your account. So you can set it up that you can send my company Tether on Tron, or USDC on Base, or USDC on Ethereum. Have these addresses made available to your customers. Your customers go and hit our payment page. When it hits the payment page, they pick which coin, they pick which network. It shows them the QR code. They send it from their situation. You get your notifications in your Salesforce org. You've got Slack, you've got email, you've got SMS, whatever you and your Salesforce admin set up for your notification rules. And then, the money is sent to your bank account the next day. Your accounting department doesn't even care. They largely ignore the fact that it's in crypto. The transaction log exists, it's reported, and your tax accountant sorts it out at the end of the year. But since you're only dealing in fiat, you're pretty straightforward. So if you are in Europe, here is the same thing. Support for European bank accounts. Now, obviously, they're euro denominated and not dollar denominated. This can work fine with either European, euro stablecoins or accepting the bridge current price conversion. Now, is this going to be the absolute best you could get anywhere in the DeFi world? Probably not. Is it going to be much better than your bank is giving you right now? Yes. Is your accountant going to be completely accepting of this kind of automatic transfer rate and booking? Also, yes. And that's what's really important. The differential between what you got paid, what you got accepted, what shows up is going to be less than a 1% differential. And that's going to be adjusted the same way they handle any foreign transactions. So we think this is a fantastic opportunity. Now, here's the third one. Liquidation addresses with a crypto destination. Why might you do that? Well, interesting thing that we've been discussing with some of the VCs in this space is in the US, Tether or USDT is treated very suspiciously. It's seen to be used in illegal activities, their reserves aren't really well shown, etc. But most of the world is really using them. XRP has been on a tear lately and now is competing with them for the third largest cryptocurrency. But generally, Tether's been number 3 after Bitcoin and Ethereum. And it's very popular. It's very widely traded, and it's traded on both Ethereum and Tron and some other networks. So how does this affect you? Well, if you're an American company, they may not be so thrilled with you using Tron on USDT, but that's what your customers want to pay you. Well, you could obviously just have it go right to your fiat account, and that's fine. But let's assume you are dealing with Europe, Latin America, and Southeast Asia. Well, we know that in Europe and the US, Circle is the most widely respected of the coins. And we know that Ripple's RLUSD threatens to join them and potentially overtake them. So you might have a reason to be dealing in Circle. Maybe your regulators will let you hold RLUSD from Ripple, but not Circle. Whatever the scenario is, there's a lot of reasons why you might want to get your coins and keep them in your stable coins, even if you're not going to go right to fiat. So let's say you do a small number of sales in crypto, mostly via USDC from Europe, but you pay a bunch of your vendors in USDT on Tron. Well, if you go to fiat and convert each way, it's expensive to off ramp and on ramp. 0.5%, it's still cheaper than traditional wires with the exchange rates, but it still costs more than you necessarily would want. Instead, you could set up a conversion. Now, right now, you can always do the swap yourself, and that's a bunch of work. But let's say you don't want to deal with that. So I set up a USDC in on base and a USDT on Tron out liquidation address. All my payments are coming in as USDC on base or Ethereum on base. I set up both, right? I have both of them be set up as liquidation addresses that go over to Tron. So those are the ones I share out to my clients. I authorize you to do that. When you pay me in crypto, it is immediately converted over to Tron. Immediately being, when these things get swept, which is usually daily, right? But it's all handled for me. I don't have to do it. So the money is swapped out. I have Tron ready to go, and it's ready to make payments. And if I decide I'm holding too much Tron, I can always switch out and have my next set of payments not go to my liquidation address that goes to Tron. Instead, it goes to my liquidation address that goes to fiat. So I can do all of this by presetting them all up with my Salesforce admin. So I'll have a, wire to my bank account version, and I have a convert to Tron. And just as I'm sending out payment requests, I pick which ones that I want to be. Maybe I automate, maybe a third of them go to one, 2/3 the other. Whatever my business use case is, I might know that I only spend a fraction of my crypto, but I want to save fees. If I don't off ramp, I don't pay the higher fees, and we just go and switch back and forth. So this, again, my sales team doesn't have to understand what's going on. My Salesforce admin team just coordinates with finance. And now the team that knows that our customers want to get paid in Tron, on Tron and Tether, are all thrilled. This came up with Alapa, one of our sister companies, one of our first cases to use these situations. They get paid in their grant funding in one currency. They've raised money in another, and they're paying their developers in Tether. It's very expensive to on-ramp to Tether in the US because of all the regulatory issues, but it's very inexpensive to go to, say, USDC or another one. So we can simply set it up to swap for them, and then they can make their payments entirely within it. So you have all the money as it comes in, swap whatever you need to over to Tether, use that to pay the developers in Latin America that are looking to get paid in Tether. So this, to me, is a fantastic opportunity to use the technology to solve a real business case. So these are all going to be handled within your Salesforce org. This is obviously the code version. What you'll see on ours is just a create liquidation address, and you're going to pick the destination and the way you're going to go, which could be another one of your wallets in the system. So again, as a recap, I will be presenting on Tuesday at the Naples Bitcoin and Blockchain meetup. And, we are 78% of the way to our raise. If you've come in for a couple $100, consider moving up to 500 or 1,000. If you've come in for 1,000, consider moving up to 2,500. If you've been on the fence, come in right now. The sooner we hit 60,000, the sooner we hit 65, the sooner we hit 70, it keeps getting faster. We've gone about 5% this week towards our goal. We're on track that over the course to go hit this in the middle of January. The sooner the better, because as you see the 67 days, we know that the investment rate will roughly double once we pass that 75K range. So come on in, join our investment round. It is the first 125,000 is at a cap valuation of 6 million compared to the 7.5 million of the general offering. That means when we succeed and exit the company, you're going to get 25% more money now. So come on in, learn what we're doing, and appreciate the fact that we are going to bring crypto in an easy-to-use way, solving real-world use cases for business to anyone using the Salesforce ecosystem, which happens to be 91% of the Fortune 500. So we're here for the real adults. So again, republic.com/Web3 enabler. And thank you. I will